Okay, someone please sing Jai Radha Madhav. Someone can sing. హరే కృష్ణ. చెప్పండి. హరే కృష్ణ. అవునవును. ఏం కావాలి? ఓకే. చిన్న మొక్క కావాలంటే వాళ్ళకి ఇచ్చేయండి, అయితే మనకు అవసరం లేదు కదా. సరే ఓకే. హరే కృష్ణ. परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जाय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद भागवतम की जाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Srimad Bhagavatam, reading from 3rd canto, chapter 25, verse number 3. Yat yat vidathe Bhagavan स्वचंद आत्मा आत्ममायया तानि मे श्रद्धानस्य कीर्तयानि अनुकीर्तय यत् यद्यद् विदत्ते भगवान् यद्यद् विदत्ते भगवान् स्वच्छन्दात्मात्ममायया स्वच्छन्दात्मात्ममायया तानि मे श्रद्धानस्य कीर्तन्यान्यनुकीर्तया यद्यद् विदत्ते भगवान् स्वच्छन्दात्मात्ममायया तानि मे श्रद्धानस्य कीर्तन्यान्यनुकीर्तय
यद्यद् विदत्ते भगवान् स्वच्छन्दात्मात्ममायया तानि मे श्रद्धानस्य कीर्तयानि अनुकीर्तया
यद्यद् विदत्ते भगवान्
स्वच्छन्दात्मात्ममायया तानि मे श्रद्धानस्य कीर्तयानि अनुकीर्तया
यद्यद् विदत्ते भगवान्
स्वच्छन्दात्मात्ममायया तानि मे श्रद्धानस्य कीर्तयानुकीर्तया यद्यद् विदत्ते भगवान्
स्वच्छन्दात्मात्ममायया
तानि मे श्रद्धानस्य
कीर्तन्यानुकीर्तया यद्यद् विदत्ते भगवान्
स्वच्छन्दात्मात्ममायया तानि मे श्रद्धानस्य
कीर्तन्यानुकीर्तया
यद्यद् विदत्ते भगवान्
स्वच्छन्दात्मात्ममायया
तानि मे श्रद्धानस्य कीर्तयानि अनुकीर्तया
यद्यद् विदत्ते
भगवान्
स्वच्छन्दात्मात्ममायया
तानि मे श्रद्धानस्य कीर्तयानि अनुकीर्तया
Synonyms: yat, whatever, vidatte, he performs. Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. Swachanda Atma, full of self-desire. Atma Mayaya, by his internal potency. Tani, all of them. May, to me. Shraddha Dhanasya, faithful. Kirtanyani, worthy of praise. Anukirtaya, please describe. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya Swami. Translation. Therefore, please precisely describe all the activities and pastimes of the personality of Godhead, who is full of self-desire and who assumes all these activities by his internal potency. But the word Anukirtaya is very significant. Anukirtaya means to follow the description, not to create a concocted mental description, but to follow. Saunaka Rishi requested Suta Goswami to describe what he had actually heard from the spiritual master Sukadeva Goswami about the transcendental pastimes the Lord manifested by his internal energy. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has no material body, but he can assume any kind of body by his supreme will. That is made possible by his internal energy. Krishna Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Bhagavani Pracharani Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarani Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So the verse starts with the word therefore. So whenever a sentence starts like this, we have to refer to the previous verse. Okay. So what did Saunaka Rishi told to Suta Goswami in yesterday's verse? There is no one who knows more than the Lord himself. No one is more worshipable or more mature a yogi than he. He is therefore the master of the Vedas, and to hear about him always is the actual pleasure of the senses. Okay. Therefore, please precisely describe all the activities and pastimes of the personality of Godhead, who is full of self-desire and who assumes all these activities by his internal potency. So, the most important thing we have to understand is, as it is explained in the Upanishads, Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Eko Bahunam Yog Dadhati Kaman. Okay, and it's also explained that so Nityo Nityanam. What do you mean by Nitya? Nitya means eternal. Nityo Nityanam. So here two things are used here. One is singular number and one is plural number. Okay. Who is that singular number? Nityo, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we are all in the category of Nityanam. We are plural. Right? So Eko Bahushyamaha, Vedanta Sutra explains that the one Krishna, he expands into many for his pleasure. Okay. So alone we cannot be happy, right? Because the constitutional nature of the living entity is to always remain in association, right? We use the word called sambandha, right? And there is a word called ananda and sambandha. Ananda means which is related to Atma, not the body. Okay. And there is a word called Sukha and Santosha, all these words are there. But these words refer to the material body and the material pleasures. Okay. But the word Ananda refers to Atma. No? But to have Ananda, we should have Sambandha. Without a relation, we cannot have happiness. The more eternal the relationship is, the more eternal the happiness will be. Actually, the word Ananda itself means that which doesn't have an end. No, the word Ananda comes from Ananta. No, the other word is Ananta. Ananta means there is no Anta, there is no end. Okay, so Ananda should be Ananta actually. But in this material world, do we have such kind of experience? Ananta, Ananda, we have such kind of experience? No. Because in this material world, we try to enjoy through our material senses. But these material senses are actually very dangerous actually. No? One poet compares them as serpents actually. No? Durdhantendriya kala sarpa patali prokta tatam sthayate. Srila Prabhu Saraswati explains. No? Durdhantendriya kala sarpa. See, kala sarpa means very dangerous, poisonous snake. So senses are like poisonous snakes. No? So how to control them? If you remove whatever that poisonous glands are there, then the senses cannot harm us. How can we do that? By engaging the senses in the service of Lord Krishna, who is the master of senses. We can control the senses. There is no other way to control the senses. Right? So we need sambandha. So every one of us are searching for happiness in this life. Yes or no? Do you accept that? We are all searching for Ananda. Fortunately, we came into contact with this Krishna consciousness. So now we understand where the real happiness is. Krishna is known as Ananda Nidhi. Krishna is the treasure house of Ananda. Okay. So there are various kinds of pleasures, actually, spiritual pleasures, which are called as rasas. Okay. This translated into English as mellows by Srila Prabhupada. Actually, many Sanskrit words they are actually non-translatables. Actually, they cannot be translated into English. But somehow we have to convey the meaning so that people can get an idea. Right? So if we want to have Ananda or eternal happiness, then we should have eternal relation. But in this material world, everyone is temporary, right? Everyone is temporary means all our bodies are temporary. In this material world, we try to have a relation on the basis of body, because a body is the medium through which soul expresses itself. Without body, can we recognize a soul? No, because we don't have that spiritual chakshu. No, we don't have that spiritual eyes. So we can recognize someone only through the physical features. But we should understand that all these physical features, all these physical material bodies are temporary. So if you establish a relationship on the basis of temporary body, then the Ananda which you can attain will also be temporary. Right? Because in this material world, we have relation on the basis of our body. But bodily relationships are not going to last for long. No? So that's why any intelligent man, he should try to have eternal relationships. How to have eternal relationships? Because we are all temporary. But if we keep Krishna in center, and if we have relations in relation to Krishna, all those relations will be eternal. Okay. So there is a word called Vasudhaiva Kutumbam. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, it is said. So we are not negating anything, like we are not rejecting the family life, or we are not rejecting, because these are all natural emotions of the spirit soul. Because we are all jivas, right? We are living entities, we are not dull matter. Dull matter doesn't have any kinds of emotions and feelings, right? Thinking, feeling, willing. Does dull matter have any kind of emotions? No. But because we are spiritual entities, we have natural emotions. So we cannot stop that natural emotions. But if these natural emotions are directed towards material bodies, definitely we will get frustrated. So we have to direct these natural feeling, willing, thinking and emotions via medium of Krishna. Then we can actually taste real happiness in life. That is what we are practicing here, sadhana. Our sadhana is to practice how to engage our senses in the service of master of senses. Okay, so in that way we can experience the real happiness. So Krishna says Anandam Bhudivardhanam. Anandam Bhudivardhanam, especially this Nama Sankirtanam, which is there. No, the Yuga Dharma of Kali Yuga, it is explained. Cheto Dharpana Marjanam. Cheto Dharpana Marjanam means what happens? It cleanses the this material heart actually from all the unwanted things. Cheto Dharpana Marjanam. So this mind, our consciousness is like Dharpana. Dharpana means mirror, and mirror is covered with the dust. When the mirror is covered with the dust, we cannot see ourselves properly, right? So we have to clean it. So the cleaning process is this Nama Sankirtanam, right? So anyone, irrespective of their, see when you perform Sankirtana, even the other living entities, there is no other process whereby all the living entities can get benefited. For example, you take the other Yuga Dharmas. Krutaya Dhyayito Vishnuhu. In the Satya Yuga, the Yuga Dharma was Dhyanam, meditation. Meditation on Paramatma, Krishna, who is present as Janardhana in our heart. But that process is not possible in Kali Yuga. Why? Because Kali Yuga is full of faults. Kalir doshanite hi rajan. No? And what are the qualifications of people who take birth in Kali Yuga? Vyasadeva explains, it is explained in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Prayen alpayusha sapyaha. See, in Kali Yuga people are short-lived. Alpayushaha. Why? Why they are alpayushaha? Because Srila Prabhupada explains, because of unregulated eating habits. Srila Prabhupada explains. Did you read that? Yes, Prabhupada explains. Because of unregulated eating habits, people are short-lived in Kali Yuga. Because we don't know how to eat, what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat. We don't have that kind of regulation, or we don't have that kind of training actually. So Brahmacharya Ashrama is meant to give such kind of training. So that, it is like, see, before using a product, something, yesterday we have seen like half knowledge is very dangerous, right? So what is happening in today's world is, no one has any knowledge regarding the purpose of life. Even though if some have, they have half knowledge. So if that half knowledge, they try to deal with this very sophisticated machine called human body, very sophisticated human life. So what happens? There are accidents in the form of frustration, stress, moroseness, all these things are there. So before dealing with anything, we should have a proper training how to deal with that. And that too, as we have discussed in the previous sessions, human life is very rare to attain, and it's a very rare opportunity. But because of lack of training, if we misutilize this human form of life, then it's a great misfortune actually. So that's why the human life is divided into 4 parts. What are they? They are called as 4 ashramas. Yes or no? What are the 4 ashramas? Brahmacharya means student life. Grihastha means family life. Vanaprastha means retired life. And sannyasa means renounced life. Right? So these are called ashramas. Ashrama means adhyatmika shrama. See, ashrama is not like aram. No, it's not. Ashrama is not meant for aram. It is meant for ashrama. No, we have to endeavor. For what we have to endeavor? For spiritual knowledge. So especially the first part of human life is brahmacharya. If we consider that human life is 100 years, which is not possible in this age, at least in the present time. So first 25 years or first part of the life is meant for training, meant for spiritual training. Especially the essence of brahmacharya life is to get trained in how to control the senses. So the first training, like actually the human life starts from the platform of controlling our senses. Otherwise you are animal, that's all. If we cannot control our senses, we are just animals, sophisticated animals, that's all. Now what is the use of animal? See, there is no use of animals. So animals should be controlled by some human being. But if the whole society is filled with animals, what happens? What can we expect? Srila Prabhupada explains. If you keep some, what can you expect in the society of cats and dogs? Srila Prabhupada explains. What can you expect? Only disturbance, right? So the first part of human life is supposed to be trained in brahmacharya life. Brahmacharya life means controlling our senses. Okay, once you know how to control our senses, and especially the mind, then you can have a happy life in the future. Whether you may become a grihastha or you may directly become a sannyas, a renunciant, whatever it is. But a proper training is required. So in Krishna conscious movement, we don't reject any kind of state of life actually, because that is given by Lord Krishna himself. But what we say is you should be properly trained before doing anything. So unfortunately in this modern society, we don't have this training actually. Because the student life is meant for controlling the senses, but the opposite thing happens. What happens? So students are allowed to let loose. There is no control, there is no training, they are allowed, like, okay, you do whatever you want. And they say that this is the most important part of life where you can enjoy. That's what is told by this modern education system, right? That's what they preach. So the thing like before we enter into married life, all the modern youth, they think we have to enjoy as much as possible. But the thing is, the more one enjoys in the beginning of life, the more he suffers at the end of life. No? So unfortunately, there is no training regarding this. No? And especially in the brahmacharya ashrama, the training is given how to protect one's semen. See, this is very important. The protection of one's semen. Nowadays there is so much discussion about vitamins and nutrients, all kinds of like protein food and all, carbohydrates and all those things. So much discussion is there. No? But not so much is required. If one is trained to protect their semen or sperm, that acts as a wonderful medicine actually. That nourishes the whole body. But unfortunately, by the time they come to know that semen is very valuable, they lose all their valuable semen. So what can be done? So people are haunted with all kinds of diseases. The mind control. So much discussion is about mind control. But if one is trained in brahmacharya, his mind will be always peaceful. See? Tapasa brahmacharyena shemena dhamena va, it is explained. Shemena means one has to control his mind. If you want to control your mind, then you should have a controlled eating habits. Ahara shuddhe, sattva shuddhe, it is said. When our food is pure, then our existence will be pure. Then our mind will be pure. And we will be happy. Because ashantasya kutah sukham, Bhagavad Gita it is said. What is that? Nasti buddhir ayuktasya, nacha yuktasya bhavana. Nasti buddhir ayuktasya. But if you want to control your mind, if you are not Krishna consciousness, you cannot control your mind. This is said in Bhagavad Gita. The secret of controlling the mind is to be Krishna conscious. So what is Krishna conscious? Krishna consciousness is explained in a very nutshell in chapter 5, 29th sloka. What is that? What is that 29th sloka? Prabhupada calls this as peace formula. What is that peace formula? Yes. Bhoktaram yajnatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam jnatva mam shanti murchati. So this is called peace formula, and if you are always in this consciousness, this is called as Krishna consciousness. Because we say so much about Krishna consciousness. So Krishna consciousness is nothing but spreading this awareness among the people. And we ourselves have to be always in such consciousness that we are not the enjoyers. Who is the enjoyer? Krishna is the absolute enjoyer. We are also enjoyers, but we are secondary enjoyers. We are not the primary enjoyers. When we cooperate with the enjoyment of Krishna, then we will also enjoy. Right? That is the way to enjoy in this material world. So we don't deny anything. We don't deny eating. We don't deny sleeping, or we don't deny any sexual activity, or we don't deny earning something. No, we don't deny anything. But we say everything should be done as prescribed in the Vedic Shastras. Then you can enjoy in a proper way without being affected. See. Right? So one should be Krishna consciousness if he wants to attain peace, because peace will be attained only through the controlled mind. But if you think that I am the bhogi, I am the enjoyer, then you have to be always in anxiety. Sir, no. Because we cannot enjoy. That is the problem. We try to enjoy, but we cannot enjoy. Then there is anxiety. We see all others are like enjoying the society, but no one is enjoying actually. They appear to be enjoying. No? Because Ananda means eternal happiness. But who is experiencing that eternal bliss? Tell me. No. And actually it is explained that in material world there is no happiness. Whatever you call as happiness is an interval between two distress. Sir, no. There is some interval between two distress. That we think as happiness. Real happiness is only in relation with Krishna. So, because the modern society, it teaches us that we are enjoyers, and it teaches us that the goal of life is to enjoy. So, what happens? So, these people, they try to enjoy, but they cannot enjoy. They will become distressful. So, first thing we have to understand that Bhoktaram, Yajna Tapasam. So, Yajna is something done for the pleasure of Krishna. Actually, in this society, if you see, every one of us are working for someone's pleasure, yes or no? We are all working under someone, right? We are serving someone. So, without satisfying someone, without having some kind of relationship, no one can actually maintain their existence in this world. So we all has to serve someone. We are already serving someone. If someone is free and someone is not employed, then he will be serving his own mind. Sir, no. Like mind is the worst master actually. To serve mind is the worst kind of master. Especially the untrained mind. No, that's all. Ho gaya. Bas. So you have to work under someone. That's why it's popularly said. What is that? Bekari se begari achi hai, something like that. No, instead of remaining, instead of what to say, you work for one has to work even though he doesn't get any salary. See, that's what it is said. Because something, instead of remaining like idle brain is evil's nest, it is said, right? Evil's workshop. So instead of that, work somewhere, do something. It is said like that. Otherwise, people will become crazy actually. Right? So Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam. So Yajna means, actually the word Yajna means satisfying Vishnu. So we are all doing Yajna every day in our life, but we are doing Yajna for someone else. But we will become happy when we do the Yajna for the pleasure of Lord Krishna. And Tapasa, what do you mean by Tapasa? Tapasa means austerity. So are we taking austerity in life or not? Actually we are forced to take austerity in this material world, right? The laws of nature, no? Yesterday we have discussed, right? Because already there is Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Adhyatmika, Adhibhautika and Adhidhaivika Kleshas, right? Birth, death, old age and disease. No? Miseries pertaining to our own body and soul, our own body and mind. Miseries related to other living entities, and there are also miseries related to the nature. So when these 7 things are there, so how can you be without austerity? Tell me. We are forced to take austerity. No, if you don't take any austerity voluntarily, the mother nature will make us take some austerity, no, unwillingly. Forcefully we have to take austerity. That's why Rishabhadeva, he asks his sons that, what is that sloka? Very wonderful sloka it is there. Nayam deho dehavajam duloke kastan kama narhati vidbhujami. Tapo divyam putrakayana. My dear sons, take up austerity. Tapo divyam, but take spiritual austerity. No? So austerity should be taken to experience spiritual happiness. No? Like getting away from material things to attain spiritual happiness is called as tapasya. Not for some other material happiness, living other material things. That's what is going on, no, in present society. Everyone is doing austerity, but what they are doing for? They are trying for higher material happiness, and they want to get rid of lower material happiness, right? But that's not real austerity. Everyone is taking some austerity. So please struggle for Krishna. That is wonderful. Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Krishna says, no, I am the master of all the living entities, even the demigods and all the planetary systems. He says, Loka. Here the Loka means not only the planetary systems, but also the inhabitants of all the planetary systems. Krishna says, I am the master of all. So we should understand that we are not the owner. No, we are temporarily given custody of something. So whatever is given to us, this body, it doesn't belong to us. So this is Krishna's property. So we have to keep this body fit and healthy, right? Why we have to keep our body fit and healthy? To serve Krishna. So but one is not trained in brahmacharya, then what happens? He tends to lose his semen, no, because of uncontrolled mind. So all kinds of diseases will come in a very early age, we see nowadays. So one should be trained how to control his semen. The first thing in brahmacharya. No? Then he can take tapasya. No? So then we can understand all these philosophical things. Otherwise we will remain dull always. But anyway, whatever state of life, in 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna questions Krishna regarding why Anichannapi Varishnaya Baladeva Niyojita. Right? What is the question he asks? Atah kena prayuktoyam papam charati purusha. He asks Lord Krishna, you have explained very wonderfully about yajna, all these things. But even though one understands all these things, why does someone commit sinful activity? See, very important question, because we hear many things. Knowing something is different from understanding something. No? we know many things, but we don't understand all those which we know. That is a different thing. Understanding means attaining the benefit. No, unless you attain benefit by knowing something, you actually doesn't understand it. This thing you should understand, right? So Arjuna questions Krishna, why atah kena prayuktoyam? Why people are engaged in sinful activities? No, baladivaniyoja papam charati purushaha. Why, as if someone is engaging them, forcefully into sinful activity, even though they know that they should not do. Why they are doing like that? Then what Krishna answers? Kama yesha krodha yesha rajoguna samudbhavaha mahashano mahapapma vidyena miha vairinam, he says. Arjuna, please know that kama yesha krodha yesha rajoguna samudbhavaha, which is born from the mode of passion, and which later on transforms itself into krodha, anger, uncontrolled anger. That lust is the worst enemy of this world, he says. Right? Actually, the human life is meant for, why we took birth here, because we didn't conquer lust in the previous life. That's what. Why we have taken birth? Because we didn't control, we didn't conquer our lust in the previous life. So unless we conquer lust, we will be again and again brought back to this material world. So this lust should be transformed as love towards Krishna. No? For that only this process of Krishna consciousness, sadhana, is there. But one has to take it very seriously, not in a superficial platform. Right? So lust is the worst enemy, all devouring enemy of the world, he says. So in that purport, later on Srila Prabhupada explains that, okay, anyway, in Kali Yuga people are all fallen, but at least once they understand the importance of life and understand the goal of life, if they start this Krishna consciousness process very seriously, again they can regain their whole energy and they can purify themselves, Krishna says. Even in old age, one comes to know about this Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada explains that this process is so powerful that it can purify anyone. No? Otherwise, every one of us is from a sinful background. What to do? No? But we are very fortunate that we got in contact with this Krishna conscious movement, and we have got wonderful association also here. So we have to take benefit of that. No? Then our mind will be peaceful. And suhridam sarva bhutanam, Krishna says. Suhridam. Suhrit means, what is suhrit? In English we have words called neutral, well-wisher, friend, best friend, all these things. So suhrit means like heart-to-heart friend. Who is our heart-to-heart friend? He is very much next to us. Krishna. Krishna is our suhrit. He is our real well-wisher. So we should always understand we are never alone, actually. Should understand we are never alone. Krishna is always with us. So Krishna is ready to help us. But how Krishna will help us? No? When we help Krishna in his enjoyment, then Krishna will help us. Now Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, what does he say? Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayanti te. Who is always engaged in my loving service, I give him the intelligence by which he can return back to Godhead. So we have to start serving Krishna in our capacity. We are all in different capacities. So we should think, in my current situation, what can I do to please Krishna? Right? There are various ways. One may be a family man, one may be working a laborer, or one may be an administrative person, one may be a brahmana. Everyone has something to offer to Krishna. Right? So if we have nothing, at least we can just chant Krishna's name. Right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. If you have nothing to do, at least you just chant. When you chant, you just chant in such a way that at least one person next to you can hear, so that he can be benefited. No? You can just see the wonder, the beauty of Krishna consciousness is, if you don't like to preach, if you just follow yourself, then also it will be a great preaching. Right? Because when a person practices Krishna consciousness, people can easily understand that he is experiencing some superior bliss. They can easily sense that he is having something wonderful with him. They will come and ask, what are you doing? Prabhu, please tell me, hey, come on, tell me, what are you doing? This happens many times. We may not be, because we may not have the courage to preach sometimes. But at least you carry on with your Krishna conscious duties. No? Preaching happens actually. So every one of us should have that preaching spirit. Whatever we can do in a limited way, in a very minute way, Krishna is pleased. No, like in Ramayana, if you see, like Hanuman, he has done Herculean tasks like Langhanam, Samudra Langhanam. He jumped over the sea, and these Vanaras, big Vanaras, they are bringing boulders, and they are making a bridge. And there is a small squirrel. What is doing? It's trying to bring some sand, is to fill the gaps with sand. No, but Lord Rama appreciated that. No, not that everyone has the same capacities. That doesn't work actually. No, if in some place everyone is having the same capability, that center will be a failure. See, for example, you take this hand. Let us assume that all fingers are of the same size. This hand is useless. We have to amputate it actually. You understood? All the fingers are of the same size. Is there any use of this hand? We cannot hold anything. We cannot eat anything. You just imagine how it will be. So we all have different kinds of capabilities, right? So we are gifted by Krishna with various kinds of naipunya. So we have to understand what we can do and try to do even though in a minute way. Krishna is pleased. Krishna is not like some stereotyped God. No, everyone has to do the same thing. No, there are various ways to please Krishna, but we should have this basic preaching spirit with us. No, that will keep us enthusiastic in our spiritual life. You should always try to help someone. When you try to help someone, actually you will help yourself. Like Prahlad, Prahlad Maharaj, he explains in 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 14th chapter I think. He says, Swamin Krutardhe Varnayache. See, Lord Narasimha, he offers some benediction to Prahlad. My dear Prahlad, please ask me some benediction because I am pleased with you. Please ask me some benediction. Then Prahlad says, Lord, I am not like I am not like a merchant. I don't want to do any business with you. No? People, they ask some kind of benediction for the devotional service rendered. No, I am not a merchant like that. I don't want to do business with you. But one thing, see, I am pleased actually. I am happy practicing Krishna consciousness. Right? But I am not happy seeing all these rascals who are here. The Prabhupada uses this word in the purport. I am not happy seeing all these fools and rascals suffering in this material world with the lack of Krishna consciousness. No, that's why I am not like some pseudo yogis who wants to meditate alone in some cave in some hills. No, experiencing the bliss for himself. No, I want to deliver all these souls. He says. So we are all following in the footsteps of Prahlad. So every one of us should try to do something for this wonderful Krishna conscious movement, because this movement has given us life actually. No, if we would not have come into contact with this movement, what would have happened with our life? See, we have lived like animals, without any proper purpose. So we all have some debt towards Srila Prabhupada. So we have to try. The best way of preaching is to distribute books of Srila Prabhupada. Somehow by hook or nook. No? If you are a business person, for example, if you have a cloth shop or something like that, easy way to distribute book is like the product is 100 rupees, you can sell it for 120 rupees and give him a book for free. It's a great opportunity. How many books, no? Like a full-time devotee cannot distribute so many books, but a merchant can distribute so many books with that technique. Yes or no? No? We all pay someone or we all do something else. No? For example, you have to pay something, 100 rupees to someone. You bargain, no, I will give only 80, no, I cannot give 100, no, I don't have money. Okay, you give him 80 and give him a small book. Okay, distribute some book. No? So start in such way. Everyone, please try to distribute some books. Don't think that only brahmacharis or someone can distribute books. Actually, grihasthas, they can distribute many books than brahmacharis, because they have so many contacts. Right? Somehow you push and see yourself how enthusiastic you feel. No? You will get enlivened. All this mental platform, all these problems and all gone. No? So whenever we have some opportunity, you should have a nice kirtan, because what is that? This is the only way in Kali Yuga. Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Vrajet, it is explained. No? So, by chanting Lord Krishna's holy name, we get liberated from all these things. So, here Saunaka Rishi is very enthusiastic that he is questioning Suta Goswami. Oh Suta Goswami, please explain me. As you have heard, as it is. I don't want to hear any kind of mental concoction and all. No, I just want to hear as it is. Actually, whatever you have heard from the spiritual master, please explain to me all those subjects. No? Because the Supreme Personality of Godhead has no material body, but he can assume any kind of body by his supreme will. See, material is from our viewpoint, but Lord doesn't have nothing called material, right? Prabhupada gives an example. No, the person who controls this electricity in a substation, electric substation, in his viewpoint, everything is electrical. That's all. No, the end users may differentiate, like this is refrigerator, this is heater, this is razor, or this is something else, vacuum cleaner and all. But the intrinsic thing is electricity. Everything is working through electricity. No, but it may change as per the mission which it enters. Like the same way, for Lord Krishna, there is nothing called material. We have called material. No, another example is because of sunshine, what happens? The water gets evaporated, and this clouds, no, clouds are formed. What happens? These clouds will cover our vision so that we don't see sun. But in our general way, what we say, oh, sun got covered with clouds, we say. But how can clouds cover sun? Because clouds, they are formed because of sun only. So these clouds can cover our limited vision, but they cannot cover the sun. In the same way, Lord Krishna is spiritual. For him, everything is spiritual. There is nothing called material. So whenever he appears in this material world, he doesn't have to take any material body. That we have to understand. So that's why Suta Goswami, the Saunaka Rishi is asking Suta Goswami, so please explain, because there are so many pastimes. Now sometimes people question why Lord has to do all those things. By just willing something, it will happen. No, why he has to come? Sometimes Muslims also will question why Lord has to incarnate. He can sit there and do everything. No. But if he sits there and does everything, what is there for you to discuss? Tell me. What will you discuss? You will discuss about cinema, cricket and all sports and nonsense things, politicians, politics. No? So, why Lord comes? Because to deliver us, to create some engagement for us. In other Abrahamic religions, you see, they don't have anything to discuss about. What they will discuss? What is there in one small book? Tell me. There is nothing to discuss. There are no pastimes, nothing. That's why they don't have any devotional service also. Do they have the concept of devotional service? No, because there is nothing to do. Because their understanding is that Lord does everything on himself. No, he doesn't come here, nothing to discuss about him. No, and they say he doesn't have even form also. What is there? How you will get purified? But for us, it's not like that. We have so many Vedic literatures, you see. No, so we should use our available human form of life. Whenever we get some time, we have to discuss about Bhagavatam. No, you should make it a habit that every day you read for some time. No? If you can read for 2 hours a day, wonderful, but it may not be possible for everyone. At least 1 hour, at least whatever time you get. No? That will give us enthusiasm. Okay? Hare Krishna. So any questions or suggestions, comments? So we'll close it here. Okay. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vansha kalpato bhishta vivasa devata vitanam bhagavatam Vaishnavebhyo namo namo. So I think after breakfast we will restart with our sessions. 2 sessions are there. So we will complete before the afternoon session. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.